What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will back with another video. Now today, we coming at y'all with another topic and an interesting one at that. I feel like we're kind of forgetting about the best player on our offense, Nick Chubb. So today I just wanted to bring up and talk about some interesting topics as far as Nick and what can Nick do coming up to the next season and what's some of my reasonable expectations for Nick. So with everything as far as the Browns, first off, hit that like and sub button. We got a 100 sub giveaway. We're giving out a Browns jersey. So all you got to do to enter the contest is follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, sub here, and comment that you did it. I'll enter you into the contest. We need at least 10 entries. Either or. So with everything going on, Nick Chubb is probably one of our longest tenured guys on our roster. Not longest, but Joel, Miles, Chubb, they've been here since the beginning. And Nick Chubb has been good for so long that we're kind of going about forgetting how good he actually is. We have gotten Deshaun, we have gotten Elijah Moore, we have gotten Amari Cooper, Jordan Atkins, David Njoku has gotten better, Donovan Peoples-Jones has improved. The list goes on and on of offensive players that have significantly improved. So with all that in mind, we kind of forget about the guys that's already been here and it's already been cool. So Nick Chubb has been the best back in the league, and he still is currently the best back in the league. But when we're away from football, we kind of forget how the Browns are reviewed as a team and how the Browns look. And not saying that in a negative or a positive light, but if we go back and we remember what happened in the season, it was all about stacking the box to stop Nick Chubb. It was all about that. Putting 10 in the box, making a quarterback pass, because that's our best player on offense. And I think what a lot of people forget is that the Browns was a running football team. Obviously, now we're going to probably transition more into being more of a passing football team. But the whole purpose to stop the Browns offense was to stop Nick Chubb, because he's a force to be reckoned with. And with that being said, if the Browns are going out of their way to make every other position as far as wide receiver, quarterback, tight end better, and that takes a lot of the focus off of Nick Chubb is this new offense, Deshaun Watson, Elijah Moore in the backfield, and Amari Cooper, Jordan Atkins. We got all these different weapons and all these different ooh, ah. It's like we're kind of forgetting about the best player and how it's going to affect the best player on the team. Nick Chubb will not be facing 6-man boxes. 8-man boxes. It won't be linebackers crashing down. And if they do, Watson is going to make them play. As soon as Watson and the wide receiver core and all these weapons start getting off, we're going to all suddenly remember that we have the best running back in the league. And that's Nick Chubb. And as soon as Nick Chubb gets downhill and gets to going and gets to running, and not to mention, and we'll get to that later, he doesn't have Kareem Hunt taking carries from him. So as Nick Chubb gets to going downhill and the offense is rolling, picking up, and all right, boom, let's hand it off. Oh, 6-man in the box, Nick Chubb is feasting. He's feasting. He's used to being 8 people, the whole entire defense, trying to stop Nick Chubb, going out of their way to game plan him out the game. With these new pieces and weapons we have, it kind of takes all of the pressure off of him, because you have to take account for these other guys. And if you don't, Deshaun is going to be able to make you pay. So once everybody starts shifting towards, we got to stop Amari, we got to start Donovan Peoples-Jones, we got to stop Deshaun, we got to stop. Then all of this gets confusing, and then here comes the overwhelming kill of Nick Chubb and that offensive line, the bread and butter that's been the bread and butter of the Cleveland Browns that has won us a ton of football games. Here it comes. So I feel like it's something with this offseason that we kind of forget how we've been defended over the last 3 years, as if stop Nick Chubb is literally how we get defended. So if the defense has come out, and this is going to be an interesting way to see it, but with the Browns having a full offseason, having a preseason, if the defense has come out and say, hey, we're focused on stopping Nick Chubb and stopping the run, this is a running football team, and then we come out and pass, all right, now they switch to, all right, we're going to play the pass, and Nick Chubb kills them down the field and absolutely crushes everybody in front of him, then that's going to create a serious problem. And that's in a perfect world, of course. But that's honestly what should happen. You shouldn't be putting 8 men in the box when you have a top 10 quarterback and a top 15 wide receiver core, a top 15 tight end room. You shouldn't be putting in 15 people. Well, I mean, it's probably way higher than a top 15 tight end room, but you shouldn't be putting 8 guys in the box. You know, when defense have to play honest, I have just a curiosity of what's going to happen. And I wanted to make just like a prediction. I wanted to discuss this with you guys of what's going to happen when a defense is forced to play the Browns honestly. Almost like a basketball terminology. I don't know if you guys play basketball, but it's almost like a guy being guarded to one side. I know I have this issue, or I have had this issue while I'm playing basketball. But it's just like if you're super good with your right hand, right? You're super good with your right hand. All right, say you come down. This is kind of the story of the Browns, actually. Say you come down and you always beating the guys with your right hand. And you just keep beating them and keep beating them. And then the guy starts picking up like, let me try to make him go left and let's see how good he is. So then he makes you go left and you struggle. Now they know how to exploit. This is essentially what happened with the Browns with their running and passing game. So when guys have to play you honestly and guard you straight up, it creates they don't know if you're going to go left or right. Your right hand can still be better than your left hand, but as long as your left hand is comparable, then they can't guard you with the way of let's just make sure we stop his right hand. If you guys kind of understand my terminology there, and now let's get back to football and explain it in a football way. As long as the passing game, let's just dim down our expectations right now. As long as the passing game is comfortable, or not comfortable, but you know what I'm saying, decent, not horrible, top 15, they have to play them honestly, because you can't just let guys get schemed wide open all the way down the field. You know, you can't do that. So once they start playing us honestly and playing like, hey, we know they're good at running, but we can't just give Deshaun open windows and let him get hot and destroy us and pick us apart. So we have to kind of play them honestly. Once that occurs, I wonder what is going to happen. Is it going to be more of a, all right, we're going to make sure we stop Watson. If you're going out of your way to stop Deshaun, or if you're going out of the way to keying in or slowing down that passing game, Nick Chubb is going to have a career year. But if you go out your way to stop Nick Chubb and you hone in and say, we don't care what Watson throw for, we're just trying to stop the run. If Watson beats us, he beats us. He has to prove it to us, which is probably going to happen. What I'm saying, which is what the defense is probably going to choose to do until it becomes idiotic. Then in that scenario, Watson will have a great career year and the wide receiving core look great. So I just feel like it's really going to come down to between those two things. What will happen between how our defense is going to adjust to the Browns being both ways. Just like I go back to the basketball analogy, you could go left or right. The Browns can beat you with the pass or dominate you with the run. How our defense is going to be able to adjust to that, and once they adjust, what is going to be the it's almost like a pick your poison. What's going to be the optimal way to go about scoring on the football field? If they're going out of there and stopping Nick Chubb, then that'd be Deshaun Watson in the pass game. If they want to stop Watson in the pass game, that's going to be Nick Chubb carving them up and tearing them apart and getting really nasty down there with them run fits that Bill Callahan and Kevin Stefanski can scheme up. So it's going to be very fascinating to see. If we think about it and you go back and look at the last 3 seasons, we always kind of in the season think about how teams go out of their way to stop the run with the Cleveland Browns. And that led to a lot of the topic of discussions of, hey, all right, why are they doing that? Because they don't believe in our quarterback. Why are they doing that? They don't believe in our wide receiver room. Why are they doing that? They don't believe in our tight end room. Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, and the Cleveland Browns have responded with, okay, you don't believe in that? Let's upgrade it. Let's go get Deshaun Watson. Let's go get Amari Cooper. Let's go bring in Elijah Moore. Let's draft Cedric Tillman. Let's draft David Bell. Let's get Donovan People-Jones up to speed. Let's get Njoku up to speed. Let's go get Atkins. Let's keep Harrison Bryant. You know what I'm saying? They have completely upgraded that room. That room, mind you, they don't have to be the best. They don't have to be. We can still just be a decent pass offense and have the best running back in the league dominate. That's all we have to do. At bare minimum, Nick Chubb just stay Nick Chubb and the offense looks comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Looks decent. Mind you, and that's a very low rate. Mind you, if the offense looks any type of good, that's going to create a lot of problems, a lot of mass problems for the defense because it's going to be absolutely no way for you to guard it. Because, boom, Nick Chubb's running, play action, Elijah Moore, David Njoku, Cedric Till, Coop. Oh, no, y'all scared. Y'all want to run quarters. Y'all want to, we spreading y'all out. Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, RPO. That is very, very dangerous. So that's going to be my opinion. I think they're still going to go out and try to stop the run. I think they're going to try to force Watson to beat him. And then we'll see if Deshaun can answer the call. I think Deshaun will be comparable enough to be able to answer the call. Jacoby Brissett was able to answer the call, really, but he just had a couple of terrible late game moments, and we had a couple of terrible late losses. I think a lot of people kind of forget how good how close the Browns was to being a good playoff team if they just didn't have a couple of terrible bad losses. So you guys comment down below how y'all feel, man. Like I said, 100 sub giveaway. Like, comment, sub. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. And we out. Peace. Y'all be safe.